She spoke the words so effortlessly, no pause, no regret. I'm pregnant, but it's not yours. My world shifted in that instant, but outwardly I remained still. No reaction. Not yet. I simply watched her, studied the way her lips twitched at the corners, like she was waiting to see me break. The soft glow of the candle between us threw shadows across her face, distorting her features, making her look like someone I didn't recognize anymore. Say that again. My voice was steady. Too steady. Cold. She exhaled, irritated. It's not yours, Daniel. I'm in love with someone else. There it was, the blade twisted deep into my chest. She didn't cry. She didn't even look sorry. She truly believed she'd won. I leaned back in my chair, drawing in a slow breath, feeling the weight of her betrayal settle on my shoulders. And what exactly did you think was going to happen now? Her eyes flickered, unsure for the first time, but only for a moment. Then she straightened, putting on that practiced calm. I'm leaving. I just wanted to tell you now so we can handle this like adults. Like adults. Civil. That's what she thought this was going to be. A clean break. She'd say her piece, I'd sign the papers, and she'd vanish into the night like she hadn't gutted me right here, in the middle of an anniversary dinner I'd spent hours preparing. I looked at the wine bottle between us, the perfectly arranged table, the food I'd cooked for a celebration she never intended to honor. Slowly, methodically, I set down my fork. She had no idea what she had walked into. There was a time I would have given my life for her. 5 years of marriage. I had adored her, cherished every moment, blind to the signs I now couldn't unsee. The excuses, the late nights at work, the guarded way she'd hold her phone, the emotional distance she had constructed between us brick by brick, while I held on to a crumbling illusion of love. Yes, I had loved her once. But love, in the wrong hands, becomes a weapon. And Claire had used it like a dagger. But she wasn't the only one harboring secrets. The affair? That wasn't a shock. Not really. I had known for months. I had seen the calls, heard the whispers, smelled the cologne on her skin. One I never wore. I had seen the texts, the hotel reservations, even the ultrasound appointment. Booked under a name that wasn't mine. I had let her believe I was ignorant. Let her think she had the upper hand. But the moment she uttered those words tonight, that was her miscalculation. Because I had already begun laying the groundwork for my own checkmate. First I waited. Quietly. Methodically. Gathering every piece of evidence I needed. Screenshots, voice recordings, bank statements. Every lie, every betrayal. I collected it all like a hunter tracking his prey. Then came leverage. She thought she was trading up, leaving me for a fantasy life with her lover. What she didn't know was that her dream was about to turn to ash. The man she was running off with, married, rich, a CEO with a spotless reputation, had no intentions of starting over with her. And I made sure his wife found out everything before Claire could pack her bags. Step 3? That was the final blow. Claire hadn't just been unfaithful, she had tried to strip me of everything. Bit by bit, she had siphoned money from our joint accounts, preparing her escape while leaving me behind to pick up the shattered pieces. But she underestimated me. As she picked up her wine glass and took a sip, I watched her savor the moment, still unaware that her world had already begun to crumble. I'll be moving out this week, she said confidently. I want this to be as smooth as possible. I laughed softly, not from amusement, but because I had been biding my time for this exact moment. I leaned in, eyes locked with hers. That's not going to happen. Her brow creased. What? From beneath the table, I pulled out a thick folder and slid it across to her. Open it. She hesitated, then slowly opened the file. Her face went pale. Page after page of her lies, bank statements, hotel surveillance photos, phone records, proof of her betrayal. And nestled among it all, a written confession I had prepared with legal precision. I know everything, Claire. I said, my voice firm. Every secret. Every dollar you stole. And right now, the life you thought you were walking into, it's gone. She blinked, panic creeping into her expression. You don't understand. Oh, I understand perfectly. I cut her off. Your lover's wife knows everything. She's filing for divorce. Freezing his assets. He's finished. Which means you, Claire, you have nothing. Her breath stuttered. She grabbed her phone with shaking hands, frantically tapping the screen, trying to access the accounts she had drained. I watched her face twist in confusion, then fear. Looking for your money? I tilted my head. It's gone. I reclaimed every penny legally. She shoved back her chair and stood up so fast it toppled behind her. You can't do this to me. I stood too, calm and imposing. You did this to yourself. Her lips trembled. I'm pregnant. A desperate move. Her last card. I stared at her. Yes, I said flatly. With another man's child. She staggered, as though the truth had finally begun to break her down. Daniel, please. There was no emotion in me for her anymore. No love. No sympathy. Just cold, clean clarity. You have two options, I said, my voice a razor. 1. You sign the confession, return everything you stole, and vanish from my life quietly. She swallowed hard. Or, I leaned in, my voice a whisper now. I press charges. Fraud. Theft. Adultery. And you won't just lose your fantasy, Claire. You'll go to prison. Silence. Tears welled in her eyes, not from sorrow, but from the terror of consequences. Her hands shook as she picked up the pen, eyes darting over the documents. Then she signed. I exhaled, slow and steady, stepping away as she finished. Without another word, I turned and walked to the door, then paused. I glanced back over my shoulder just once. Oh, and Claire, I murmured, voice calm. You were never the only one keeping secrets. Then I walked away, leaving behind the wreckage of the life she tried to destroy.